Hello. Once again, we had this crazy thing again. Under the tree. Under the tree. Where me and Mary meet. It is so beautiful outside. That the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and come. You folks out there. Beautiful Sunday. Oh my God, it's a beautiful Sunday. It's beautiful. We have a beautiful show today. I got a story to tell. There's so much things going on in the country, and I warm it up a little bit. We got a crazy election going on.
Coming up.
I never seen nothing crazy like that, Melanie.
Yeah.
And then I got a big question. Somebody
period.
Somebody hit me up on the phone. I want me to ask you a question. Jeez, I got everything going here.
Want you to ask me a question?
Yeah.
Wow.
You want me to do that now?
No. Continue.
Anyway.
I am anxious.
You anxious?
No, I'm not.
Okay. First things first. I want to say hello to Laura and Free Poet.
Okay.
Hit me up. And then I want to send a shout out to the folks at Nassau Public Library. They give me a little inspiration now and then, and they're beautiful people. And then I want to tell you something. We don't talk politics.
No.
But something was interesting last night. I know why I'm watching politics. I watched the F&M at the rally last night. I was shocked when I turned TV when they had a rally. But anyhow, it was just amazing.
Was there social distancing?
I guess so. I on stage they was probably in the car. I see a couple of people standing up, but they had it driving.
Oh, so you stay in your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if they stay in the car, they didn't really show much of it. But I guess so. I give them benefit of the doubt. But something was interesting. I was watching it, and then the same time I come on, Desmond Bannister came on for some reason, and I was watching this. And he said he's gonna dedicate his speech to the protocol and safety and social distance and all that, and curfew and all that. He said to be disciplined because he is not like the rest. And then, which and I thought it was good. I thought, well, that's a good thing. But guess what happened?
What happened?
You know, old people will say, don't watch what you do. Don't watch what they say. Watch what you do. Right? And not and behold, guess what happened?
What happened?
If you say you're going to do the curfew and this and that and stay in the rules, the rally over 11 o'clock. What time is the curfew?
9 o'clock, eh?
So how could you say? I hope I'm trying to figure if other people catch this, because how could you say something, and then?
Wow.
So in this time, in the Bahamas, we gotta watch what people do, not what they say. You know, because it's just a little crazy. It's a little crazy. Because I thought that was shocking. You just saying one thing, but you breaking the rules.
Yeah.
And you're breaking the rules.
Wow.
And so
that is interesting.
That is powerful.
Powerful. That's very contradictory.
Yes. Yeah. And so I don't understand. That's a weird thing. That's why I don't fool with them party thing no more, you know.
Okay.
I remember it used to be a big time party thing. I don't fool with them no more because the same thing. I want my Bahamian people to understand. I want my Bahamian people to understand something. You listen. Don't follow the color. Follow what people do and say.
Yeah.
This color thing is crazy. Watch what they say and what they do.
Look for consistency.
Yeah.
Look for consistency.
See,
because that is going to tell you what they will do.
Yeah. And if I had my choice, they say I'd be biased. But I ain't gonna say that, because if I say that, then everybody can judge me.
No, yeah.
You know? So
keep your vote private.
Yeah, but my vote is private. But,
okay.
But the point I'm making is something that I see and is just
yeah.
And then people can judge you because how you say it. They can say, well,
But basically, if you're observing a behavior and there's inconsistency in what is being said and what is being done, then clearly who could judge you? Because the inconsistency speaks for itself.
But let me tell you how I judge people. I judge people like this. And I agree. You have to fire people every 5 years. That sounds weird. But let me tell you why I say this. You had 4 or 5 years to do what you had to do, right? But now you come and asking me to do another 5 years to do what you're supposed to do the first year. Now, it can't wait. See, if you make a mistake, the PLP was in 5 years ago, whatever, how long was it? And the people fired them because they did totally contrary what they said it was going to do.
They're entitled to ask if they want another.
No.
It's up to the people to decide whether they deserve it.
Yeah, it's up to the people, I'm saying. But if you had 5 years to build this and do that, and then you did nothing, you think about me and you. Let's forget politics. Let's forget that now. We're talking about me and you.
For me, I am gonna go down the middle of the road,
right? Yeah, go down the middle of the road.
Because there's pros and there's cons.
Yeah,
and you have to evaluate my management based on the circumstances.
Yeah, but if I hire you to put this roof on, right?
Yes, and a hurricane come and it blows it away, or it prevents me from putting it up the way, and I suffer a major loss or a setback. And so I gave you a quote that this is what I would put it up for, and that's an agreement. But the circumstances change.
But hold on, 5 years
beyond my control.
Fine, 5 years now. Think about this. I gave you a contract to put my roof on. It can take you 5 years to put my roof on.
If the challenge is presented itself repeatedly, it could take me 12, 20 years.
Let's say hurricane came in the first year. Right? You got 4 years to do it.
But then after the hurricane came, something else came.
But hold on.
I might have fallen ill as well.
Okay,
so
fine.
there are a number of factors.
Let me give you a benefit of the doubt.
So basically, when you are judging me, say you take me to court because I didn't finish it.
Right.
The judge is going to look at all the circumstances surrounding that contract and my delivery of the service that
in 5 years,
let's say to do.
In 5 years and you fall sick. Let's say you fall sick in 5 years. What do you think the judge can do? Tell me what do you think the judge can do?
He will give me a period of time in which to correct whatever the situation is.
And what do you think is an honorable time?
Who knows? I don't know.
No.
It depends. It depends. It depends on my ability. It depends on whether I have the monies accessible.
No, I give you the money.
You gave me the money, but I fell ill. So I might have used your money to pay my medical bills.
Who faults it is that you fell ill?
It ain't my fault.
Okay, who? It's my money. I give you fall ill. Your job is responsible to pay it back to me, right?
No, unless that is
what
you
come
to me. No. If you come to me in a certain period of time and say, I notice you're not doing well, and you know when people are contracted, as soon as that money hit the contractor hand, he go and pay for material, and then he have to manage the rest to pay for his workers and pay himself. And so if he fall ill and he's short on cash, what cash you gonna have to use other than yours?
Okay, so, but it's your responsibility.
It is my responsibility.
To finish my
and
roof.
I wouldn't shriek from it. But at the end of the day, so here it is now, using that same analogy, circumstances presented itself.
5 years circumstances?
And so, yes.
So, I's a fool. Listen now.
No, you're not a fool.
Wait. Listen. So, I'm a fool. After 5 years, to wait for my roof. Think about this. I pay rent. I must take the loss, and I have a mercy on you because you're not feeling well. But let me tell you how it works in the real world. You pay me back the money, I get somebody else. That's how it works in the real world.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
but I can tell you, in the real world,
okay, hold on.
It don't happen quite like that.
Fine. Put it back to government. Let's put it back to government. You supposed to build a school. How can come stop it? Your contractor gets sick. You know what the government's supposed to do? The work got to go on. Government
so
continues.
The government will they will
find the money.
But
that's the point they're making.
But they don't always. They count that as loss. You think the government chases?
I give you whole 5 years to do something. You tell me to take 1 month. But everything you touch went sour.
Yeah, turn into powder.
Right.
And
so,
it was out of my control.
It might have been out of your control, but you the government. You got to make it happen.
I ain't God though. No. I am human just like you. Even
Listen
though
what I
you
say.
invested your trust in me, I am still human.
Everything you touch turn sour. Everything. Moving on to our topic now.
Hi Rika. Hi Beryl. Thanks for joining, and all of you who would have joined us in viewer land. Thank you so much for your faithful support.
That's just
so that's the thing. So basically, you're saying they didn't deserve a chance because they didn't deliver the product.
If you're working on my job and I hire you to push to sale, if you don't meet your quota, you get fired. Or I switch you to someplace different, right?
True.
You get fired. That's the way it is. You ain't doing your job properly, you get fired. Moving right along. I's a white man in black people clothes. I ain't got no time for that.
Okay, all right. What else update you have for today?
I got a couple updates. On my phone, there's a question. There's 2 questions, but one I only deal with one.
That's the one where they tell you to ask me, right? Yeah.
Somebody out there know if you married.
I'm no longer married.
So you single?
I'm single.
You looking for somebody?
Yeah.
Okay. So, boy, I hooking up. You all check this. I hooking up now. I got a new show. If you call me, I'll hook you up. That's a new show. So I got straightened. I got Melanie. I straightened Melanie up. Anyway. But it'd been interesting.
Of course, it's COVID climate right now.
Yeah.
So it's virtual dating.
Yeah, virtual dating. But what is interesting, I have to mention this. What did some dads say?
Yeah, a lot of folks are dying.
Listen.
And COVID deaths.
I want to send condolence out to all these families. So many. I don't know what to say to them. All I can tell you is trust God.
Continue to follow the protocols, protect yourself, boost your immune system.
That's the key.
That's key.
Stop listen. There go again. Stop listening to the foolishness about vaccinated. Listen to basic principle. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Get your vitamins. Get your immune system right. That is what I'm saying.
Reduce your stress. Get your rest. Drink lots of water.
Get yourself, build your system. Don't listen to. See,
eat healthy food. Please increase your fruit and vegetable consumption.
See, plan.
Those are your protective.
Plan is
foods.
a serious thing, you Bahamian people.
For the healing of the land, we are people who believe in the word.
You got to plan your life now. You can't play with your life no more. You can't say, I can let this young girl go to the disco and then come back 3 o'clock in the morning. You gotta have a plan. You strategize what you're gonna do, how well you're gonna do it, who gonna walk in your house, who gonna walk out your house. This is real time.
Yeah, gotta control it.
And stop
the reins.
Stop taking foolish advice. This is real time. Don't let nobody tell you anything. You take your life in hand. You know? Some of you out there don't want to take your vaccine. Some taking it. But many don't want to take it. But you fools, that's why I call them. So you get mad at me.
No, you can't call people fools.
Okay, fine.
The fools might be the people taking the vaccine. Don't do that.
I apologize.
Thank you.
The ones who not taking the vaccine, who little blind.
No, again, that's equivalent. People are making their decisions based on their information.
The ones
that's what you call informed decision making.
The ones who getting the wrong information
Lord.
The ones who get this wrong information, you the one I talking to. You need to have a plan. The vaccine is saying that you safe to a certain point. But if you don't want to take it because you believe in this, you're going to turn into a horse or whatever you believe in, please take care of yourself.
Even the persons who take the vaccine have to take care of themselves.
They will not die. They're not, percentage-wise, they're not dying. So the ones that not take, would you listen? Statistics shows majority of the people are dying is the ones who are not vaccinated.
Let me tell you something about statistics.
Tell me about statistics.
Every bit of information that reaches us passes through a filter. The filter is based on who's delivering the message. And so I could be deciding I'm not going to take the vaccine, and the information that I am using could be the truth. The people who are taking the vaccines, the information that they're receiving could be the truth. Who basically knows what is the truth?
You taking the vaccine?
I'm not taking the vaccine.
I took the vaccine.
Right.
All right.
So that's your choice, and my choice is not to take it.
Fine. Okay. I agree. We're not talking about choices. That's your choice. Your choice.
Yeah, and the facts are also there. And I am taking it.
What facts?
I'm not taking it.
Tell me facts.
I'm not taking it based on my personal.
Tell me your facts.
Experience, based on my educational experience, the immune system. Not only that, I believe that this body was built by the master creator. Organisms have always been in the environment. What are we doing differently than we were doing back then? Okay, number one, we have been toying with antibiotics and all these other things, which basically affects our body's natural ability. But God has made us in a way that if we are living and conducting ourselves and taking care of our bodies, there is no way. You know what it is? It's virulence versus your body's ability to fight off whatever germ you are exposed to. People die every day from germs. Viruses, bacteria, fungus, parasites kill people every day. It's what we do with ourselves, how we manage ourselves, okay? Boosting our immunity. And if we have been exposed to something, our body, that very exposure is what builds our immunity, builds our defense, and help us to remain healthy. I told you, I've been exposed, right? I never went and had the test, but I was so sick that I know it only could have been, and that was even before they announced that it was the virus. I'm talking January 2020, February, March, April was my last exposure. And yes, when your immune system is down, when you're stressed out, when you are not getting adequate amount of rest, these are the things that break your immune system down. If you have conditions such as diabetes or high blood pressure, that increases your risk, yes, but it does not say that it is a death sentence that you're going to die as a result of it.
I agree.
And so, do not say to people, you need to take the vaccine. No, healthy people don't need to take vaccines if they are leading healthy life and they are following the protocols. Because even with the vaccine, you still have to follow the protocol.
So, what are you saying to me? That science is lying?
People lie. People are known to lie.
But majority of people are dying. So there's some truth to it?
No, the majority of people are not dying. The majority of people are not dying.
From COVID? The ones who get
it. Because there are variants and they are not adhering to the protocol. They don't have to die if they adhere to the protocol and don't put themselves at risk.
Yeah.
That's why they're dying. They're dying because they're putting themselves at risk and they're not taking care of themselves.
And you're not taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
So what you're saying to me that you on the side if you're not taking your vaccine.
I am not.
And you play Russian roulette with your life.
It's not playing Russian roulette.
We can go back to the show. We can go to.
It's not playing Russian roulette. It is making an informed decision about my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, let's get to our topic.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Yeah. I'll leave you on stage.
Folks, like I say, now Melanie has the belief that the vaccine is not the right choice. But
I said it doesn't hold any guarantees.
But from where I sit, and I want to be clear, from where I sit, people without the vaccine are dying in bunches. We cannot take the chance to allow people and Bahamians who live reckless. This is something you can't see. And I believe we got to have some sort of protection because you can't see it. This is very, very dangerous. And I have good friends that are dying. And they dying, and these people don't go out. These people are healthy people. They're not involved in and this. They are really, you talk to them, they're shocked that they even cut this because they were so careful. So I rather stay on the side of science. All right? And when Melanie come back, she can fight her case to say that the vaccine is not good. I didn't believe in it at the beginning. I was one of them says, no, I'm not going to put anything in my body. But boy, when I saw my friends die and I run, I walk, I run to get this vaccine. It is a choice, but I want people to be safe. And moving right along, our show today is based on marriage and making marriage work. Last week we talked about marriage, where we talked about how marriage went wrong and what people are experiencing in the Bahamas. In the Bahamas, people are experiencing, divorce is so high in the Bahamas, is unbelievable. Seems like people getting divorced, wake up in the morning and say, well, you know, honey, I feel like being married no more. It's becoming crazy. In the Bahamas, our patient, my parent, put up with a lot. But now in the Bahamas, seems like young people getting married. I don't know if they just getting drunk one night and then wake up in the morning, I can marry you from the hot sex and that. But it's crazy. And I don't do anything unless I have statistics. I run my little statistics. Now Melanie is back. You want to discuss this any further, or we're going on the show? This is
no,
fine. So
no,
we're gonna start our show.
The only thing is,
I believe
everyone have to make their own choice.
Okay, fine.
And they should make it based on the information that they have.
Fine.
Remember, I work in healthcare.
Fine. We're moving right along.
I work in healthcare, and I studied in healthcare up to the master's degree. So I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm basing my information on.
Fine. Okay. Now, somebody...
And I don't discourage people. I share with them, and I encourage them, know the facts. If you are at risk and you can't sit still and you think it's safer for you to take the vaccine, you take the vaccine. But from where I sit, there is no benefit, no advantage is the word.
But you talk about sit still.
There is no advantage.
Most people who die from this thing is the ones who sitting still. Mama who? 87?
Yeah, but then her immune system is naturally
But
compromised.
the point is, they bringing it home to Mama.
Right. And so
she's
the
still.
people in the family have to keep still, and they have to take into consideration the other persons that are at risk. And when they came out, and it has always been, it's nothing new, that the very young and the very old, persons with chronic diseases are the ones that are at increased risk for any infection. Before COVID arrived, that has always been the case. After COVID leaves, it will always still be the case. And I could tell you something about vaccines, and that is a vaccine that is prepared for one strain does not counteract the other strain. When a new strain comes out, they have to work on something else for that particular strain. There is no universal vaccine for every strain of virus. That's the key. So that means you would have to get a job today, get a job tomorrow, get a job. Vaccines for flu has always been around, and they have always been offered. I shouldn't say always, but in the last 10 years, it's been routine for at-risk people to receive flu vaccines. So it's nothing new.
I start up a topic that I shouldn't start up. I get you on that topic.
Yeah. Beryl say vaccinated or not, please take care of yourself. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Drugs can only do so much. You've seen it. People who get vaccinated 1 year for flu, the next year they have to get another vaccination.
Agreed, but right now,
it's a fear mongering tactic. That's how I see it.
Well, well, hold on. My government and your government is fear mongering. Have you got it?
Because if they would teach people to boost their immune system, to eat healthy, even to make healthy food accessible to the population.
So you're trying to tell me they ain't got no plan?
I ain't telling you I ain't going down that road.
Yeah, but
saying
that's what you say.
Look at our bread basket items. What does our bread basket items consist of? Do you see any fruits and vegetables in that? No, these are the micronutrients that your body needs to boost your immune system. Sugar, starches.
But my government said this, right?
They only make your body, they only actually counter and break down your immune system.
Listen. Boy, this topic, we might just stay on this topic.
No, we ain't gonna stay on this topic. We going back. I mean, it's almost half hour into the show.
Hey, folks, listen.
I am pro-prevention. I don't believe in medical intervention. Prevention is better than cure. It has always been said, and that is the one true cliche if there was ever one. Prevention is better than cure. Prevent yourself from getting sick.
So this is the road we
should
go.
Eat well, rest well.
Educate the people.
Yes.
So we are going the wrong way with the vaccine.
Yes.
Education.
In healthcare in our country for too long. And around the world. But there are some countries around the world that have been promoting wellness. Even in America, they've been doing these well states competition to try to get people to eat well, to rest well, to sleep, get adequate sleep. These are the things that basically causes stress on your body, that breaks your immune system down and cause you to get sickness. COVID is only a thing that is passing through, but these assaults are always present with us.
But they're doing the damage. That COVID is doing the damage. They ain't just passing through.
That's because of how the media and the vested interests have escalated the story.
You think so?
If people, okay, I told you I was sick, right? Mm-hmm. I recovered. I could say to you, I have hypersensitivities to a lot of things, and I am asthmatic, because as far as medical science is concerned, once you have asthma, you never get rid of it. But I had childhood asthma. And what I do is I control my environment. I stay away from the things that I know will make me sick. But what we want to do, and I could tell you because I've seen healthcare professionals do it, they know they have an allergy to a food, and rather than stay away from it, you know what they do? They take an antihistamine and still take the food. What sense does that make?
Well, all I can tell you.
Because one day they will take it and they will forget that they didn't have the antihistamine, and they will set themselves up for death if they don't get help in time. Well, so that's all I'm saying.
I can't dispute what you're saying now because you're in the medical field. This is all your life, right? So the only thing I could say, I want the people to stay safe.
And they can stay safe. So
so
let them
whatever
stay
works,
safe by taking care of your body and implementing the protocols.
So the people who's in charge should be the ones preaching this.
They do it, but what we want, to me, the vaccine is a band-aid. It's a quick fix to get the economic wheels of these countries rolling and turning again. That's what it's about.
You think it's about money?
Even look at how well we as a country did when COVID first started compared to what is happening to us now.
So
what have we done differently that we are now number 178 out of 179?
Yeah. Well, I think what we did, I think one of the things we did, I don't even want to talk about that because if I talk about that, it seems like I'm going down.
And let's give our viewership then what they came expecting for the next half hour.
Right. Let's.
But I can assure you, I am no. No.
All I can say.
I
this
believe,
COVID thing is. I don't know why I opened my mouth on this.
But listen to me.
Jeez.
I see myself as a sensible individual, and I think everyone else out there are sensible. So if they are given the facts, the truth, and they are being given it, they're being given it, but it's how it is being presented. It is being presented in a way that it sways people's decision in the direction that whoever the power that be wants it to move. But I'm busy writing a book right now, right?
Yeah.
And in that book is
Dr.
basically these very same issues of us giving our power over to others, right? And the governments of our countries around the world are not truly interested in the health and well-being of its citizens. They're more interested in the economic wealth of wherever they are.
So you're trying to see there goes. You're trying to say governments around the world not interested in their people.
That's my advice.
So
from what I have seen in all that I have read, all that I've studied, all that I have watched in documentaries and so forth, and it will continue that way. So as individuals, we have to take our own life in our hands. The Bible says, be in the world, but not of the world. That's the philosophy. We have to be cognizant. We have to search out what is truth for us and not what is truth for the powerful few. Don't let people take your power and your control away from you. That's your God-given right. So if I don't want to be vaccinated, I am not going to be vaccinated because I'm using the facts that are presented before me. And I tell you, I have worked in government up to the highest level as a health educator, around the table with the big wigs. So I know what takes place. All right? And I'm not saying that it's all lies, but when we get to the bigger level, now we have to look good as a country. All right? So all don't always be as all is presented. That's all I have to say.
Sure, that's all you guys say.
Rest my case. Now who coming to lock me up?
Nobody can lock you up.
Oh, okay.
You speak.
So I listen. Just like the political arena is coming up, When I vote, I don't vote color, I don't vote party. I vote platforms. I vote based on what is being presented to move our country forward. And if I don't see anything being presented, I reserve the right to not vote.
Amen, sister. I roll with you. I the same way. I'm not doing the color thing. I'm doing, you come to me, you say you're gonna do something, you don't do what, I fire you. Boom. That's my standard. That's the way it operates. You got any more to say?
No, that's it. Sorry, people. I
don't know, folks.
No, see, Tony tried to throw me under the bus, but I tell it.
Folks,
I had 2 persons that personally messaged me, family members, and they asked me my view on it. And I presented the pros and the cons.
Folks, she eat a cayenne pepper.
Look at what is being offered to you as a result of you getting the vaccine. Do you see an advantage?
Folks, you eat a cayenne pepper.
But,
and that cayenne pepper, I gonna open a can of worms here. But it was good information. It was good information.
We have to be,
we disagree, but we agree on some issues.
We have to take back the authority over our lives, our individual lives. And that's not in saying no, but in caring for ourselves so that we can say no when it's right to say no and say yes when it's right to say yes.
I hear you, son. I hear you. So, folks, our topic switched to healthcare, vaccine, and governments don't really care about us.
Michael Jackson tell y'all that long time.
So, folks, if you got anything to say out there, let's ask the question now so she can answer them, and then we can move on our show. Because look like we're not gonna get to our show because and this is best to dialogue with us now so we can learn. Melanie, Dr. Lightburn is well versed on the healthcare system, and because she's working in it for 30 plus years. So I well versed on bush medicine.
And I live by bush medicine.
And so I could cook up something or scrap up something to get your problem solved, whatever situation you're having. So we make a good team. So we could keep it here if you want. So if you have any interesting question, if you're not agreeing with her, disagreeing with me, you can shout and we can talk about it. But our show today is about trying to get the Bahamian marriages back on track. You know, I'm divorced, Melanie is divorced. You go down the list. Next,
so we should know how to make a marriage last. I know people will say, "But you divorced, so you can't tell nobody." But guess what? Mistakes,
experience are the greatest teacher. Mm-hmm. And all you folks today, I got a little story to tell. And this is an interesting story. Every wife, husband, especially the wife, should listen to this story. This can get somebody remind me of this story that I had a long time ago and I never used it, but they remind me so I can use it today.
Okay.
And this is based on a marriage and based on how a marriage could go wrong and a situation that you could put. I'm going to tell you the story. I really want the feedback on this story. And I want you to, when I tell the story, I want you, after the story, to chime in. Okay? You got to listen attentively. This story is an interesting story. There was this guy. Now, I want you to listen carefully here. This is a good story to listen to. There was this wife who came home one day and met her husband in bed with this woman. So the wife said to him, "Oh no, I don't want nothing to do with you." So the husband said to the wife, "Hold on a second. I just want to explain how this woman got into bed. I want to explain." He said, "I met this woman by the light. And she said to me that, 'Sir, I'm hungry.' And I said to her, okay. And she looked so pale and like she ready to die. I put her in the car, and I brought her to the house because I wanted you to be home to help her. Because he was involved in the church. And he said, in the house, he cooked the food for her. And she said, thank you. She said, I eat it for 3 days. And then he looked at her, and her clothes were dirty and brown. And he said, you know what? My wife have a lot of clothes in the closet. But he remembered when he went on a trip, he bought this pants that he liked to see his wife in. So it'd been in the closet for 3 years. He said, well, my wife ain't gonna ever wear it, so let me let her wear it because it's good to give it. And then he turned around and he says, well, I bought these sexy underwear because I wanted to have some good time in the bed. And so he gave her the underwear. And then him and his wife went in this expensive store, and there were these pair of boots that he really, really, really loved. And the wife loved it, but she never wear it. So he said, well, nice to put it on, let me do it. Then he said to her, he said, honey, this is his wife he's talking to. He said, honey, I thought she needed a bath, so I give her, you know, the bath that I always want you, the bubble bath that I bought. I always want you to be bubbling because I always like to see the bubble and like to see you in this hot water, and I wanted to come in to wipe your back and hug you and all this stuff. And then he said, when she about to leave, after I cook, feed her, and she was so humble and so appreciated of it, she asked me, she says, when she's at the door, she said, there's anything else can I do to pay you back? And he said yes. And guess what he said? He said, my wife ain't make love to me for 3 months. And that's how I got into bed with her. That's a story, folks. That's a story. Now, I want to know, you, Odell, what do you think about that story? That is a story.
And that's what it is, just a story.
No.
That ain't real.
No. See, here we go now. Here, see what you say? That is not real. But the story tells a story.
Yeah. It tells of all the areas of neglect in the relationship on the part of the wife.
Exactly. So, what had happened? Yes, he might have. See, this is where I want you talk to me. This is why I want you people out there talk to me. You're going to tell me the man wrong. I know what you're going to tell me. But the moral of the story is, if you neglect something that is good to you, or something that's good, somebody out there very appreciate it. That's the key of the story, you know. And in too much time, not just women, we talking both sides of the story. There's too much time, man and woman neglect
their partners.
Mm-hmm. But you're part of the story. He bought this pants that he loves to see his wife in.
So you know what I see there is excess, but there's still a void. There is still a drought in that relationship. So there's a lot of material stuff present, but there is not enough relational
she took
activities
the
going
the key
on.
was this. She took the time to ask him, what can I do for you to make you see? Husband and wife, now we ain't talking one side story. Husband and wife don't make the time. You see, we all busy. We got all kind of problems. Children, we neglect
each other.
And see, don't miss the story, because the story. See,
and I think the key there that stands out for me is the appreciation that lady had, that she asked, what can I do for you in return? Okay? And in a marriage or a relationship that is headed towards some long-term existence, is in the early part of the relationship, we are always eager to find out how we can satisfy, enhance, enrich the other person's life. But once that person is in our life, we take them for granted. The little things go out the window, and it's those very little things.
Believe it, marriage problems create from the very little things, not the big things, because people work through the big things and get upset and they move on, but it's those little nagging things you wouldn't believe. So I got 7 different things. Let me finish. No, you go on. But I got 7 stuff, 7 reasons. 7.
I'm going to let you go right into it.
No, you go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, you know, in current days, people have thrown out of the window the please and the thank you and the I love you and have a nice day, because, and even public display of affection. Husbands and wife don't do that. Today, when you see public display of affection, people will go, they ain't married. They're just trying to get you into the net. But those things should never leave a marriage.
Never leave a marriage. It's so interesting you say that. It's so interesting you say that, because if you go away, like you're going away, Mel, you're going away and just jump on the plane. You know, coming back from wherever, Florida, New York, or coming back, you always see 2 people laying on one another. But they ain't married, you know. That's sweetheart, and then say,
oh, they're just boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, and when they reach Nassau, you go this way, and I go that way. I see it happen all the time. And so what I'm saying when I say that is that when we boyfriend and girlfriend or sweetheart,
the affection,
we could do all these. We could be so nice and so and we could do this and we could hang out with our friends, and we can, you know, you can show the world, this is my woman. I love this and this, I care, and don't try that, and protection, but we need to.
You know what that reminds me of is a very interesting analogy. When our kids are very small, they run to us, they hug us, they kiss us. But as soon as you see that adolescent period kick in, they don't want you to. They don't want their friends to see you kissing them and all that. And so it's like kids divorce themselves from you once adolescent kicking. And it's similar. So in the new phase of your life together, you are running to each other, and then somewhere along the line, you begin to run away from each other. But why do we start to run away from each other? What is it that causes us to run away?
Because I believe, some people say some different things, but I tell you what I'd say. Tell you what I believe. I believe most of us, at the beginning, we be faking.
You say that all the time.
Yeah. We, believe it or not, we be faking. Most of us, when we started this relationship because I won't get in your pants. Most men. And we lying to get in your pants. And so it's no true love. So we stay there because we want you to believe that we're gentlemen. So we fooled you all along. My boy know, because me and my boy talking, my boy know, well, Tony ain't really into that. But Tony only staying there because she probably got some money and he's hanging. Or she got good sex, but he ain't really in. Or I don't want my friend, my family think I should run around. But it's all kind of stupid reason why we stay together. You know, most times we're not in love. True love is not there.
I don't know about your experience, but I know I decided that my marriage wasn't working, so I was the person that walked. But the thing about walking is it's such a, it's like falling into a deep well with nobody around, you know?
Yeah, it's a
because
lonely world.
People begin to look at you and then you begin to see yourself as a failure.
Yes.
Right? But at the end of the day, you know, there's a Tyler Perry movie or series that say I can do bad all by myself. So if you are in a relationship and you're not growing, when you're not growing, you're dying. And so therefore, for whatever reason it is that you can't get your marriage back on track, you're basically committing suicide by staying in that situation. If you're not going to get help, and if you can't get help or you attempt to get help and help is not having an effect, then basically it's slow suicide.
Let me ask you, I'd like to know your opinion of this. If it's, let's say, 40,000 people married in the Bahamas, how much do you think in bad marriage?
That would be a judgment call.
A judgment call.
But knowing, I can't.
When I say bad marriage, I mean.
No, what you mean is that they're just sticking it in there.
Yeah.
And I would say, okay.
You say 20,000?
Let me put this preface on it before I say my calculation. And that is, no two people ever get along every day and it's hunky-dory.
Guaranteed.
We will have rough patches. What makes a marriage work is when you are ready to work together to overcome those rough patches, right? If you are trying and the other party is not trying, it frustrates you after a while. And even if you are trying but you are on two different paths, it's not going to ever work out right, because you can't change some people's mindset. So you have to then separate yourself from that particular situation if you want to be somebody who is continually growing. A marriage is not for one party to flourish while the other perish. It is coming together, pooling your resources and growing together. When that stops happening, it, like I said, if one person stops growing, then they're dying. And should we self-sacrifice ourselves to that extent?
You should.
Huh?
You should.
You should.
Yeah.
Literally die, dry up as a prune, whilst the next person is flourishing like the green bay tree that
well, most people do.
Psalms chapter 1 say, "Blessed is the man that walk not," but you should prosper like the tree that's planted by the water.
Because the Bahamian society accepts that one party should die and the one next should live. That's the way we talk marriage now. What do you mean by you looking at me like that? That's the way it is.
Well, I would say that's the way the majority of people live. And now I can answer the question that the majority of marriages are in that particular state. And why is it? It's because we have not learned it is okay to walk away if you feel that you are dying, and after you have tried everything and everything failed.
Let me say,
including prayer, because people will say, "Oh, that ain't of God." You ever hear that? Oh, that annoys me.
You ain't praying to God.
Yeah, you ain't
God
praying.
ain't in your prayer.
It's something you ain't doing.
But let me put a piggyback on that. Let me put it on. These people can kill me now. Let me put a piggyback. Some clowns, that's what I gotta call them, who goes to the Catholic Church will say, oh, we don't believe in annulment, we don't believe in this, we don't believe in divorce, we believe in that. Listen.
Well, you single out the Catholic Church
because they also believe,
but
they don't believe in divorce.
They're not the only ones. They're
no,
not the only ones.
But that's what they say to me all the time.
But I could tell you because.
But they say to me all the time.
Only this morning, yeah, but that's because you've had exposure to Catholics.
Every time, oh, we don't believe in divorce. What you mean you don't believe in divorce? And all y'all getting divorced.
But you have people of different. Now there are.
So you're supposed to die and see the belief of the church. Sometime, listen to me. If a man takes a gun, shoot at you, and you go to your pastor, and your pastor say, oh, you can't, we don't believe in divorce. Listen to me, huh? You better tell your pastor, well, he better marry him. See, because this
you gotta be sensible.
This is getting a little crazy. See, the church has a role to play. Mm-hmm. And the church has to do with logic and common sense. Mm-hmm. Nobody's knocking the church. I believe in the church wholeheartedly because without the church we'd be in trouble. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking, so don't get my comments, don't get screwed up. What I'm talking about, I know the Bible says the last thing is the worst. But the Bible also say, if you find your partner unclean, this is what you do. Now, but let me go back to that. And I don't want to bury into that. But there is too many times that the church have women especially dying in their marriage. The church will tell you, oh well,
and Tony, believe it or not,
and that's a serious thing in this Bible.
It is.
That's a serious thing.
And I know of cases where people have become physically disabled because of the level of stress.
I can't serve the Lord if I have mental problems. I can't serve the Lord, like you say, if I can't pray straight. I can't serve the Lord if I go into church and I thinking about my husband, when I go home he's going to abuse me. This is the real world we live in. Sometimes now we have to be smart. And this is all starting, this all started in these marriages that the mother and the father and the pastor put together. See,
that comes down to choices again.
Yeah.
You heard me talk about people giving over their authority to others.
Let me drink to that. Let me drink it up.
We as a people have become so dependent on popular opinion. Yeah. So I don't make a decision on my own. I base on what the rest of the world is doing. Mm-hmm. And when I do that, I may not be equipped to cope. And I'm looking, oh, but she doing it, so why it ain't working for me? Yeah. Because it's not for you. What is for you, you must discover that on your own.
But the Lord put you on this earth to be happy.
He did.
And he says to be blessed.
Above all.
Above all.
Right? He desired that you prosper and be in good health. And a bad relationship does not enhance your health at all.
Listen, Melanie, I sit in this chair. Melanie, I sit in this chair. Ah, boy, the horror stories.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people have been subjected to.
A lot of people unhappy. And because of their mother, sometimes they're unhappy. And because of their involvement of their pastor, their friends, influence them. Oh, if I were you, I would do. Why you don't go and stay there with the man? That's what you should do. You should go stay there. And you telling this person, oh, don't leave because, listen, God ain't tell nobody be fool. Listen to me. Your life is important. It's very important to me and Melanie. And we want to see you enjoy this and live this one. Melanie talk about this health and wealth and what's your program is?
Health and life coach.
Melanie is a health and life coach, and she helps people to come out of bad, eat well, right? Mm-hmm. Live
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Basically, know
That's
yourself.
a program. Know yourself.
Down,
Slow
love
down.
Yourself,
I love yourself. Even if chewing your food on time, I'm chewing it slowly. Melanie does these things. She life coaching, change your lifestyle, change your habit, even change your thought process. All these things. This is what Melanie does for a living. She's a life coach, professional life coach. She been to training. And if nobody can compete, she's a doctor in this area. She knows. She has a doctorate degree. She's in her area. She's very versed on this, on life coaching. And so, I would say if you really need help to get out of these bad situations, that's what Melanie do for a living. Now she might charge you a fee, but she work with the program. She work with you. So you ain't got to worry, but I advise anybody, try it. Even if you try it for a week or two, try it. Melanie has done some successful work, and she has seen it work. She has seen it work. Even with yourself, right?
Even with yourself. I use it on myself, yeah.
And
I can't really help somebody and sell an item that I myself have not used.
Right, and how?
Yeah. And
so some of y'all with these bad marriages, and looking for, I know so many people looking for help, but they don't know where to turn. They don't know who to trust. Melanie is the ideal person to help some of y'all out these. I mean, just your lifestyle, not even marriage. We ain't talking about the marriage part. We're talking about your personal health and life.
Yeah.
Will help you to see yourself as worth. And that's what's important. You start valuing yourself so nobody else can destroy you. That's the key. And I really, really need.
Hi, Maria.
So I don't know if we ever get to this.
So as we wrap up, Tony, you have your 7 points.
I got my 7 points,
and I will basically
I want to get into it quickly. So it's just 7 points to help
make your marriage work.
Make your marriage work.
Better.
Make your marriage work. I can deal with Melanie now with that too, so I can help her. So when she get this fella, so this relationship to be one of the best. And it starts with my favorite topic. It starts with, you can say sex, but it ain't sex. Intimacy. It starts with intimacy. You could be intimacy with people. Touch. You ain't got to be sex. The whole, you show concern. The intimacy. The
communicate.
Communicate. Right?
Relate to each other.
Kiss. See, this key. Don't miss this, folks. This key. Kiss every morning. This my song, really weird, but make sure you kiss your significant other before they go. Kiss them when they come back. Contact. Kiss. See, you create an environment, and a beautiful environment. Just simple kiss, even if it just be smack. See, these things,
I see a kiss as equivalent to saluting someone.
Yes.
So you basically are saying to them, I love you, I honor you, I adore you, with a kiss.
Yeah.
A kiss, people talk about what a smile does, but a kiss is so powerful in relationships,
And make sure you talk about everything in a relationship. Make sure you see this communication. Make sure you talk about everything. Good and bad.
Yeah.
Well, honey, the day I go on to work, and one of these guys, he tell me my shirt beautiful and my this, that, and that. Talk. Even if you talk about it. See, because you have no secret. Secret create. Secret create other stuff. So once you talk about it and you bring it in the open, and how, then the key that I think a lot of us miss, we must have a text zone. Now let me explain what a text zone is. A text timeout, text zone, whatever you call it. There's a certain time of day, put them phone down. When you and your husband around or boyfriend,
phone, TV.
Yeah, Put
Any
them down.
technology.
Put them down and look in one another eye.
Yes, yes.
And learn me. Tell your significant other how beautiful you are. Let her know that I got more tricks up my sleeve than she ever sees. There's only one part of me. Honey, come over to my work. Sit on my lap. Mm-hmm. Let me whisper in your ear. All these things. You have to keep this relationship strong, and you got to keep it well tight. Then number 5, you got to learn. You got to continue dating what you do at the beginning. Come, let me take you to McDonald's. Come, let me take you to Wendy's. Come, let me take you to buy a drink. Come, let me take you to dinner. Come, let me take you to Olive Garden. Let me tell you Red Lobster. It didn't matter. And all over the place.
You said you start out on the low end, and a lot of people will think that they are too big for McDonald's or Burger King or Bamboo Shack or Fish Fry. But what is important about the dating process is that it really gives you time alone to really feel special. He care about me, she care about me, and don't always, ladies, expect the man to be the one to initiate the dates.
Right.
You initiate some, but men don't neglect to initiate it either.
No.
Woman
gotta.
So it should be a shared. It should be a dual thing.
Woman gotta step up to the plate too. Man gotta step up to the plate, but woman gotta step. Woman that does more in a relationship than man. Now hold on, wait. Mm-hmm. I understand that, but sometimes women get caught up doing more, that they forget the little things.
Yeah.
They're like, but you could do something. No. Hold on. If he's forgetting it, you have to then say, honey, okay, you won't take me out on a Sunday dinner for a long time. Mm-hmm. I got you. Sunday coming, mm-hmm. I can take you somewhere. Mm-hmm. So.
And don't make it a fuss.
Right.
Because sometimes what we as women do is, instead of saying what we're not happy with, we mm-hmm. bottle it up inside and we're disgruntled and we, mm-hmm. and then when he does something to irritate you, then you bring all the things that are bottled up and pour it out like a river.
And this is the big one. This is the big one for me. Reminisce how I get you. Ain't nothing wrong with talk about it. See, talk about how I get, because then you can remind me how I got you. Mm-hmm. And then I can reflect on the things that I got you that you like, so I can start doing it again. Because they're the thing. Reminisce on your relationship. Mm-hmm. Reminisce. Tell him how, boy, when I see you, you had on the red shoes, and man, you look so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you say, well, look, the first time you can kiss. You can kiss good, but I teach you. Reminisce. See, this is all fun and happiness. So when you reminisce with one another, you just make this come into real life.
Yeah.
And
not only reminisce on one particular thing, but reminisce on the journey.
Yes, where we been
and all
under the tree.
And it's also good to even reminisce about the little misunderstandings as well, because in so doing, you are basically stretching yourself to be mature, not to be so thin-skinned and so irritated by the small things that he would have said. You look back on your life and you laugh at yourself.
Yeah.
And that is important. Laugh at each other. Don't be so hung up and tied up that the man gonna say something to you and you take offense, or the woman gonna say something to you about, oh, look at the gray hair.
Yeah.
Ready, like bulldog bite.
And let me tell you, even if you have a big toe that the man didn't like, but he tell you about it, and you go on and put a false nail on it, and now I look beautiful. See, you can laugh and joke about it. Boy, remember I didn't like that big toe. I be around you all the time with that big toe. And you go and put nail. See now? I just want you to fix that up. The simple things. It started to be bad, but you make it into good. And then 6 is listening.
Ooh,
we don't like to listen. We always talking. This, man, you rowing. But you won't hear what I gotta say, because you don't make up your mind. You can rob me when I come in the house, because I didn't get the water fix. I didn't cook the food, because I tell you start the pot till I come. But you come home rowing. You don't hear how the gas run out, You ain't listening to that, because you ain't hearing that. All I said, but you ain't cooked that damn food. And you running all, but you never listen to say, well, honey, the gas gone. And then you become embarrassed because you didn't listen. Me and Melanie married. This is the key thing that happens in marriage. Me and Melanie is married. And I say, Melanie, now Melanie, I want to make love. But you so wrap up in what you into, you even hear me. Then I can get mad now. See, because men is getting mad when you tell them, when you don't hear, when they won't. That's one of the things they just be upset.
You know, Tony, you always say this, right? About telling the woman that you want to make love. I think a lot of times, if a man just simply, if she's busy, she's in the kitchen, walk in the kitchen, hold her hand, say, I have something to show you. You got to be romantic. You got to create the environment. Sometimes. You know, I always use the word lazy for y'all, right?
What world you live in?
I live in the Bahamas in the 21st century.
I think you're still in the 60s.
If the relationship, see, and then too, don't start it when things go sour. If that's something that you want, start it from the beginning of the relationship so that you develop a pattern that even if she's in the kitchen and you don't want to nibble on her ass while she washes the dishes, do something freaky while she washing the dishes, right? Something that's gonna not irritate her, but will basically create playfulness. That is something too. We let the child in us die. Why can't we be playful?
Listen, a woman in the United States might be ready for that. A Bahamian woman, when she go to the stove, you go touch her to the stove and she cooking, you ain't eat for many days. Because she can tell you, I ain't cooking no more because you stir me.
But that depends on how you disturb her.
Women, this is one.
See, no.
This one.
You remember the session we did with love walking?
Yeah.
Okay, love walking, love making, foreplay isn't always deep in. Sometimes
I believe
it's just walking in and nibbling on her ear or touching her in a place that you know.
Honey, I believe, not cutting you off, but I believe in the Bahamas, women are so hard because they don't believe in romance. Most Bahamian women don't believe in romance.
You think so?
I'm telling you.
Wow. But they must not have been from the Harlequin romance and the Mills and Bone era.
Yeah, because that's what you into. But see, most of these women today, because where they were trained from men. See, I put it on the men now. See, I want nobody beat me up. Men only want you to slam bomb, thank you, man.
Mm-hmm. Quick fix.
Yeah. So real gentlemen who will come to you with those things, but the soft, the nice, is gone.
That's the problem.
The fella done trained these Bahamian women that they're slam because everybody ain't married no more, everybody's sneaking.
Okay.
So they're gonna be quick, hurry, fast. Now let me give you a story. Bahamian men find women very attractive in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. For some reason, when women in the kitchen cooking and working, that's when Bahamian men get really want to approach them. They get excited because they love to see women working, and for some reason it might be a brainy thing, but
is that a Tony thing? You sure that's it?
No.
Bahamian men?
No, most Bahamian men will tell you. You ask them, they'll say
they admire.
They love when a woman start cooking and start cleaning. You start getting attractive then, because they were trained that way. That women, when they start working, to disturb them, because that's when you seem some kind of control. You know, I could stop you from. You gotta get ego, and so that becomes attractive. But most women in the Bahamas, once they start doing something, it's difficult for you to just walk up to them and.
I guess because again, it comes right back to what I was talking about earlier. No,
sex has to be planned.
Programmed.
Sex has to be planned.
It's how we have been programmed. We have not been programmed to meet the sexual needs of our husbands or our boyfriend. We've been planned to meet the household needs.
Right. See, you said it. See, that's what I was telling somebody yesterday. See, I talking yesterday. Somebody come to me with it. I was telling them yesterday. I say the problem is, if your child busts the door and meet you on top of your wife,
it's time for us to.
And meet you on top of your wife, you run your child. Like, oh, hey, are you going? But it's good that your child see you in this moment.
You take a pause and you find out what the child wants.
Exactly.
And say, okay, we'll be with you shortly.
Yeah. So now,
close the door.
Right. So now the child know that
this
mommy,
is what exactly.
Yeah, mommy and daddy.
But we don't have no reservation in chewing each other out, cussing each other in the front of the child.
Right.
But we don't show them affection. That we love each other and have affection for each other.
But that's one of the things. See, I don't know where we went wrong, but we don't show affection and love.
Listen.
I don't know.
Listen. We live what we learn, what we live.
Yeah.
That's what is portrayed to us. And so, remember we say everybody talking about sex or everybody doing sex, but nobody talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we better wrap up your one more point, right? Your last one says to consult one another.
Yeah, to consult each other.
Wow. Now that's a problem for most men to consult their wife.
They don't normally consult one another, and that is a problem. When people don't consult one another, and we got to learn to consult one another, and once we consult one another, most times we solve these problems.
And basically, a consultation is really bouncing your ideas off on your partner. Say, I have this in mind. What do you think about it? That's what really consultation is. You're asking the opinion of your significant other before you make a decision.
But a lot of wives and husbands don't even consult one another.
No.
But we consult one another when we first dating. We'll consult it. We'll say, well, honey, I can pick you up at a certain time, and we can do this, and we can go, and then we'll say no, yes. So why we can't do it when we marry? Marriage, it's a beautiful thing if we just sit down and listen.
Yeah. Have a conversation. Listen, exchange fairly and honestly. Because again, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I'll call you back.
Sometimes, the communication is one-sided. Why? Because most men believe that their role is to solve problems. All sometimes the woman wants is to get you to hear what's going on with her. Not so much to tell her what to do about it. Right? On the other hand, when the man comes, he comes and he say, I did this or I am about to do that. He ain't asking you whether or not you think he should do it or not. But if he at least comes and says, I did this, and then you can ask a few questions, and some men don't want the woman to ask them about no decisions that they make.
Well, there's too much time women make so much let me I'll give you an example of something. I'm glad I remember this. I had a sister. Boy, I know she can kill me. I have a sister. who was kind of like to make the decision and like to tell the man and be strong. I call it be strong. And one time I went to Freeport, and she said to me, we had a conversation, she said, I learned the hard way that the man is the head of the house. Most times, woman has to understand that they must sometimes let the man lead. Now I ain't talking about let a man, a dumb fool lead.
But let me say this, right? If I come from a home where my mother was the leader and the decision maker, and in the absence of a man, and I'm used to seeing her take the lead, when I get in a relationship now, I am gonna automatically be inclined to do some leading. But if the courtship is long enough, the man will learn the type of woman that he is literally about to marry. And some of them make a U-turn and say, you know what, she too bossy. But she come from a home where the mother made all the decisions. So instead of turning away and losing out on a good thing, have a conversation with her about why is it that, and then when he asks the question, you don't need to get all uptight and offended by the question. Just simply say, I grew up in a house where my mom made all the decisions. But that is something very important. Sensitivity. We have to stop being so sensitive and begin to be inquisitive. Instead of being judgmental, be curious about why he said this and why he is behaving rather than, or he behaving like that. I don't care. I don't give a, We meet our encounters from a place of judgment rather than a place of curiosity. But if we were to encounter and treat each of our encounters as a learning opportunity, we will find ourselves to be in much better place, not only in our marriages, but in relationships in general.
Folks, I'm going to leave it there. Our time is gone. Melanie has said it so beautiful that I don't even need to say a thing. All we have to do is really forgive in these marriages. Forget, forgive.
And continue to learn. Nobody knows everything.
Nobody knows everything. No. But next week going to be very fiery and interesting.
Yeah.
What? So our show next week, don't worry, me and Melly figured that one out, but I got...
I thought you had it down already.
People just call me and tell me what they want me to talk about, but boy, that one a little rough what they want me to talk about. Why would you go to bed with a woman who ain't smell good? Why would you go to Lord help me, Jesus.
And that is essential. Hygienic practices in marriage and relationship. Because sometimes,
bad sex can't keep a man. And they're trying to kill me with this stuff because if I said brother in the church, the nigga really can't. I can't tell you what I really would tell you.
But guess what? If you are a brother in the church, your role is to help people,
And I will. And I'm not afraid.
And so, under the tree, keep it real, right?
Yeah, we can do that.
And we're not promoting one point over another. We're basically looking at all the parameters.
Why should you stay in this relationship and it ain't happy? It ain't working.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so
thank you so much
for
tuning in. Some of our viewers are telling us we need to shorten it, and look here it is, we've gone half hour
because
beyond our
Melanie
time.
wants to talk about health, and she will talk about no vaccine.
Well, I do have a weekly forum focusing on health.
Yeah,
it's called Empowerment.
Yeah,
Mold Breakers Empowerment and Education Network. Check it out. Some interesting topics there.
Well,
I can't talk health because this is natural life issues, but I have a weekly thing dedicated just to health.
You know, Gladys Knight sings some good songs. You know?
Yeah.
I used to be like, Gladys Knight sings some songs.
Yeah.
We living
On the midnight train.
on the
So,
midnight
ladies
train
and
to
gentlemen,
Georgia.
have a wonderful week, and please, 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 vaccinated or not,
Oh, gee, here we go again.
Beryl says, take care of yourself. And I endorse that. Eat well, rest well, drink a lot of water, get your sunlight. Take your vitamins if you're not getting sufficient nutrients from your food. As you get older, you need extras. So, and the very young, keep your children safe. So, COVID boogie for Tony.
Wash your hands, keep your distance, wear your mask, and keep the boogie rolling. COVID boogie. Listen to me, one of these days, I'm going to sing that song. I got it all building up, you know, I'm working on it. Wash your hands. Hey, wash your hands. Next time, same place, right here under the tree. Tony